Ready?
Hello everypony, today we're gonna talk about some redstone and oh my. Hello, there's another pony. Yay.
Hi.
Hi.
I went.
Yay, she's win.
Yay.
Okay, so what are we gonna talk about today? Well, today we're gonna take a look at how blocks can be used to manipulate redstone. So the first basic thing we need to know is that redstone can travel 15 blocks of redstone dust without being interrupted and then trigger a signal, but of course we can change this. For instance, if you look at this redstone build, we have a piston which pushes in a block into this redstone current. If I'm triggering this signal, and what will happen is this redstone signal will travel through the block into this repeater and then go into this lamp. Now, if we come over here, we can actually see that this redstone signal, the input where the sign is and this lamp are actually 16 blocks away, but we've just established that redstone will only travel 15 blocks through dust. But what happens in this case is after it passes to the 15th block, it will butt power this block and therefore trigger this redstone lamp. So to tell you a little bit about how
Hi.
redstone butt piston
Hi.
effect,
Hi.
butt
Hey.
effects
Hi.
work
Hi.
is
Hi.
if I
Hey.
put a
Hi.
redstone signal onto
Hi.
here, I will
Hi.
actually be able to trigger both of those
Hey.
pistons and not just a
Hi.
single one.
Hi.
Because this block is powered,
La la
and
la.
since this block
Hi.
is like attached to it, it will
Hey.
also be.
La la la.
And we can hear a few
La la
ponies being
la.
around here.
Hi.
So
La la
how do
la.
we solve this,
La la
ponies?
la.
Well,
Hey.
we
La
can
la
place.
la. Hi. La la la.
So this is
Hey.
the
La
Caddy
la la.
Launcher
La la
2000.
la.
I'm gonna explain this
Hi.
really after.
Hi. Hey.
And yes,
La
this
la
should be
la.
launching
La
ponies.
la la.
Yes,
Oh my.
this is how you
What
can
the
make
heck?
indeed. This is how you can make ponies fly even if they're not Pegasi. Oh boy.
Oh.
Okay. So anyway, what we have what we saw over there was a redstone signal being carried vertically through a block, but this also works horizontally because if you were to activate this redstone signal, what happens is this redstone torch will transmit the signal into this block, powering this redstone dust, and then turning this torch off, and then of course turning this one on, and turning said redstone lamp on. And then for the final part of how blocks can transmit redstone signals, we're going to take a look at a combination of what we've learned so far. We've seen that it can be transmitted horizontally and vertically, and of course, we can do that in the same block. So if we come over here and look at this one a bit closely, we see that we have redstone signal going from left to right, as well as going from bottom to top. So if I go down here and place this one against it, we can see that both of those redstone signals are triggered. Okay, so however, what we just talked about with vertical transmission doesn't always quite work as seamless. For instance, if we take a look at this back area, you have redstone dust going into this block, then we have the redstone torch, redstone dust, and repeater going out into the block, and then into this redstone dust over here. So if I go ahead and decide to place a block above it, you will see that the two portions, this bit and this bit, start flickering, and what happens is they essentially keep triggering each other and rapidly at the same time, and therefore making this redstone torch eventually go out. Now, in comparison to that, since there's nothing else over here, this one will go fluently, since there is only a straight output and there's no redstone coming from this end, and that's how it essentially works. So, Princess, what do you think of what you have seen so far?
It's very interesting, I guess. And I'm glad I've learned how to do it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, nonetheless, as you can see, you can use this for contraptions like like TNT cannons. You can even implement something like this into a map. Say someone has to place down a block somewhere and in order to trigger a redstone signal elsewhere. And yeah, it's not too difficult of a concept if you look at it. It's all about placing a block in the right place and making a redstone signal contraption carry on. Now what you can of course do is attach something like this onto a redstone clock, which I'm going to try right now and show you how it's built. So what a redstone clock does, it will go ahead and repeat a signal over and over, and see, you can essentially do this with 3 or more blocks if you want to. So I'm just going to put this here, make the redstone torch go up to there, and then I'm just going to lead this over here. And what happens is we're starting to get a spinning redstone thing. See, it triggers from torch to torch. Now if you obviously go ahead and attach this to any pistons of the sort, like so, then you will have this one going over and over. Yes, this was a sticky piston. And you can of course interact with redstone torches and put them underneath here. Or no, it actually needs to be here. So now if I go ahead and put redstone dust out here, it will quickly turn this one on and off, and you can of course attach to that whatever you want to do with it. So yeah, you can incorporate this technique with using blocks to transport redstone signals in many different builds, and yeah, there's quite a few practical uses. You can be quite creative when coming up with redstone signals on the fly if you want to. Also, speaking of maps, there will definitely be a release of an adventure map of my own shortly. It will essentially be a combination of Skyblock, then kind of like an adventure map where you have to travel from island to island, and then there's of course going to be that factor that tries to mess with you as much as possible.
Exactly.
Now, if you're ready, and I mean physically ready and mentally as well, then you might or might not want to try that. But yeah, that's everything I have to say for this episode. I hope what we've talked about today with block conduction of redstone signals did teach you a few things that you can know and replicate in other redstone builds when you have to deal with them. And yeah, so thank you for watching, every pony.
Yep.
And I'll see you in the
Thanks.
next episode. Bye bye.